Hello everyone, welcome back to another Kerbal Space Program video. We start off this week's video building Skylab. We are going to be building and flying Skylab, you know, like the title says, something like that. I don't know what the title is yet, but anyways, so I started off with the Shanty module, but then decided, nope, we got it. But then I took that off and I did that in just a minute, you'll see. Put on the Hostel module, I believe is what it's called. And FYI, this is not to celebrate anything, like it's been 50 years since it launched, because I don't know if it has been. I just did this for fun. Anyways, so then, by the way, these modules are from the mod. I can't remember the name of the mod, but I know that if you go to CurseForge and just look up Space Station, you'll find something like it. And so this mod, like, it brings in like rotating centrifuges. It's really cool. Anyways, I've linked it in a few of my other videos, so yeah, go check those out, or go through my videos and maybe you'll find the link. I think I've linked it anyways. Anyways, right now I'm just kind of getting everything offset because it was basically all built into a fuel tank to some extent. And the reason is because it was like the Apollo program, right? That was canceled, right? So I did put on a hitchhiker for the docking thing, a hitchhiker storage container for the docking module. And then I put on an adapter and then another docking port, and then I actually ended up in the end taking the docking port off. I'm just going ahead in the video real quick so that way I can talk about what I was talking about while the video is going by. And then so here's what I ended up doing. I ended up taking that thing off, that docking port off, and then putting on the smaller little circular kind of plate, like what's it called now? It's like it's a control module basically. So yeah, and then here I am actually putting on the solar panel parts, which you'll see in just a second. I think it's really cool. Anyways, so what I was gonna say then was, it was built into, I believe, don't take my word for this, but I believe it was built into it was like they hollowed out the inside of an Apollo thingamajig, whatever it's called, Saturn V upper stage or something like that. And they hollowed it out and then put in stuff like life support stuff that, you know, so that way astronauts could survive. And then they put on solar panels and other stuff that they needed, and the reason is they had leftover stuff from the Apollo program, and they had nothing to do with it. They had nothing, like, they weren't gonna launch anymore. Well, they were, but they weren't gonna launch anything to the moon, right? And they had a whole bunch of leftover materials. And so then they decided, okay, well, how about we just turn this into like a space station or something? I don't know exactly how they decided it, but I think that's kind of somewhat what happened. Correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong. I probably should have maybe looked it up real quick, but I don't know how, but yeah, just correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, and I will probably do then something with something. I don't know. I'll probably then pin your comment, you know, only if I am wrong, and you just let me know, and then I'll look it up, make sure that, and then I'll look it up. If one of you thinks I'm wrong, I'll look it up. And then here we go, building the upper stage, and then we're going to build the lower stage, which was basically launched on a Saturn V rocket. How ironic. They were still launching Saturn V rockets because they could, I guess. No, because that was like their main rocket, you know, like SpaceX, the Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy, but mostly the Falcon 9. that's like their main rocket, right? So they'll still launch it, right? So then they were. I realized my mistake here and I fixed it. You'll see in just a second. And so then they launched it on a Saturn V, I believe, and then they launched the crew up on a Saturn V, I believe. And so there we go. I built the bottom stage and crossfade over to launch, and I actually did something really cool. You know, you got the trench cam, I guess, to some extent, just kind of watching it fly up. And yeah, and it just gets smaller and smaller until it. There we go. Then I kind of time warped a little bit. I think it's a time warp. No, that would be physics warp. Something like that. And then I actually, every once in a while, I go into the tracking station and I click all the everything just because I lose my craft, right? So I have to go find it, and then I forget to unclick everything. So that becomes pretty bad, And then we are now getting into orbit. That first stage is going to be going here any second. We got 600 meters a second, 500, 400, 400, and then I time warped up some more, up to Apoapsilus. I've heard that somewhere before. Probably a pilot video. And then I burned some more, 100, 0. Look at that, right on schedule, I guess. Then time warped that, or not time warp, but staged the bottom stage away and gave it just a little boost with the engine, and then burned into a circular orbit. And then crossfade over here in maybe just a second. I don't know. Yep, right here to the launch of the Saturn V rockets. We have to, well, because we have to launch it, I guess, but I don't know why I said we have to, but but the waterfall mod still very cool. But we got Bob, Matting, and Wengar on there. And by the way, quick announcement real quick. I have merch now, and there should be a video coming out sometime soon explaining that a little bit. I need to figure some of that stuff out, but yeah, but otherwise, yes, I have some merch. I'm going to figure out how to get that to you guys. And here we go, crossfade over to the docking part. I did the rendezvous with MechJeb, and I lined up docking with MechJeb. I probably should have used docking port alignment indicator. I forgot I even had that mod. And okay, and then it got a little crazy here. But I'm terrible with rendezvous and docking. I do not know why. It has been something I have not been able to figure out. So here we go. I was just like, oh, come on, seriously? So then I turned docking acquire force up, and I was going to do it on the other docking port, but before I could, they docked. So perfect. And I do believe that this module was the space station was supposed to have like a telescope or something, but I did not put one on there. I don't know if it was supposed to or if it did, but the model, you know, you would be, this being Kerbal Space Program, and you see the model that we bought at the car dealer, I mean the spacecraft, the space station dealership did not have one of those included. So we decided not to pay the extra fee, the monthly subscription for that. I don't know, that was probably the worst joke ever, but who knows? I probably made some of you laugh, maybe. I don't know. This being Kerbal Space Program, I guess I can kind of do that. Anyways, there you saw the solar panels if you looked over to the side, and then I had to enter seat this mod is called free IVA. Just go CurseForge, look up free IVA, or literally anything else, I bet. Just look up free IVA and you will get this mod that comes up, and I kind of like it. It's pretty interesting. And then I time warped around because, you know, it was supposed to be in space for, I don't know, probably a few months, something like that. So yeah, we were in space for about 12 days total. And I thought it was a lot longer because I'd been time warping forever. But no, it's only 11 days. No, actually it was 12 days. And then I actually time warped some more over to the light side of the later side of the planet. And then we got then I got to the dark side of the planet because I realized, right, I can't, or actually I did that in a second after I got all the crew into their capsule, which was kind of a pain because, you know, everything was hiding on the inside. But I got there. If you would like to build this craft, don't worry, you can get there, and if you use free IVA, then you could just fly over to the capsule and get in. I did not want to do that this time, so I decided not to. Then I got it. I got the hostel, and I transfer crewed. I almost said transfer crewed because I don't know why I said that. I almost said that, but I did. Transferred crew to the Apollo style MK1 through 3 command pod, and then we got undocking here, you know, got to make those preparations, and then we flipped around and burned just a tiny little bit, and I was like, yeah, we're going too slow, and then we exploded the docking port. So yay. And then we go to the Apoapsis. Well, it was the Apoapsis now, and we go, and I burned down, and I, you know, lowered my periapsis into Kerbin's atmosphere, and, you know, we ended up being just barely touching Kerbin's atmosphere. And so luckily I was actually able to time warp around enough times to re-enter. I only think it took me like 3 times to time warp around. And then I finally got it, and I was like, please, 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 please. And it did actually work this time. So then, you know, it's shaking quite a bit. We ran out of RCS propellant. So yeah, that was not very fun. And then we got Bob, Matting, and Wenger, as I've mentioned. They are over in the corner of the screen there, you know, where the Kerbals usually sit. I mean, not really sit, but yeah. And then here we go into the I was like, oh, they're gonna land in water, and then I deployed the parachutes in. They were not. And then I actually did this. Ready, watch. I time warped down some more because I deployed all the parachutes, right? And when you're moving 5 meters a second at about 1,000 meters, it's not very fun to watch, even sped up. And so I just kind of cut all that out in the end. And then I actually stopped recording and started recording again, and I think I had like 100 different, well, no, more like 50, but yeah. And then I think that's all for this video, isn't it? Oh wait, no, it's not. It's not. You see, after a few years, which is only 13 days, not really in real life though, you know, this thing re-entered because you can't have it up there forever. And there's no longer, I do not believe there's any solar Skylabs left in the Earth orbit. Let me know if I'm wrong again. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Cool end shot there. I do not remember what I was saying before, so sorry. Bye.